Remember growing up,
my parents, it was one of the darkest holidays. And it wasn't just dark because of ghosts and monsters and goblins and death, but it was dark because my parents would literally turn off the light. Literally. It would be like, everybody, go upstairs to your room. It's dark now. Turn off the lights. Don't let anybody know. And I mean, when I stop and think about it, I can understand. I grew up, very traditional Christian family. And so some of these things, it was just like, kind of taboo.
Yeah.
But I decided that when we had our family, that we were going to do things a little bit different. And it's not like I'm embracing like death and darkness, because we're children of the light, right? I felt like it was more important to meet darkness with light as opposed to meet darkness with turning off the light. So we as children of light, we've embraced every single day of the year, all holidays, and we just figure out how can we bring light to whatever space that we occupy. And that's what the Onyx family is about. We're about bringing light wherever we go. Mm-hmm. So with that said, we just want to share with you some of our Halloween traditions.
Wait, I just want to say though, I thought that was only in movies where they turn off the light to avoid.
No, like literally. Like it was like, turn off the light because we don't want them to egg us. Because, there was a time period back like in the 80s where if you did not turn on your light, turn off your light, and they thought that you were home but you weren't answering, teenagers would be like egging your home. And
I didn't know that was actually a thing.
No, it was actually a thing.
Did anyone egg your home?
No, but we've seen it being egged. Or people would like take toilet paper and like toilet paper your trees.
You see movie things. I didn't think that people would actually do that.
Yeah.
It seems like a waste of
I
time.
feel like, in my opinion, back in like the probably 70s, 80s, people were just more adventurous. They would just do things.
Right.
But now we have Ring now. And the thing is, when people did it, it wasn't like malicious.
It wasn't malicious. It was all
like
a part
pranks,
of the game.
and it was, it's not like it was fun to clean up or anything, but it was literally, I think nowadays, people are so touchy and sensitive that it would just set off probably violence. But back then, it was just like, oh, those teenagers.
Well, you guys are children of the 80s. Have you guys ever done that?
We never threw eggs. I didn't throw eggs.
Not for that. I've gone to a house to TP, like I went to sleepover, things like that.
Wow.
But
Rebel Rita.
And back then it was huge. Like they put razor blades inside of your candy and things like that. So it was really...
Well, that's different. But yeah, that's definitely a part of the fear.
But it was all this fear around Halloween. Like avoid Halloween at all costs. Because, it's bad in every single way. In every single way, it's bad. And avoid it. And that was like, sort of like, that was the response. That was the fear response to Halloween. It was like, just completely avoid it. Turn off your lights. Get through this day. And, by any means possible.
Sorry, were they acting like it was Purge Day?
Purge Day? No, the Purge.
The Purge?
Well, I don't know. It's just that, like I said, we were really conservative, traditional.
It sounds like turn off the lights.
We're very conservative, traditional. So it was not just avoiding TPing and all this stuff, but it was just avoiding the whole day because it was dark. It was evil. And they decided to turn off the lights and avoid it. And I think we do things differently. I think that we turn on our lights and we engage. We engage community. We engage our fans. We engage people, and we're more and more about, hey, how can we use this day to spread light?
Well, I think for me, as growing up, my family, we did it differently. We were also a Christian family. And I went to a Christian elementary and high school. But when I was in elementary school, especially, we'd have at the same day of Halloween, but it was not a Halloween party. I want you to know it was not a Halloween party.
They wanted you to know
that. It was a fall party, okay? Right. So don't get it twisted. Just because we were allowed to dress in costumes on Halloween night, and there was lots of candy there, and there was bobbing for apples pre-COVID. And there were a whole bunch of spooky things, but not spooky because you couldn't be a skeleton, you couldn't be anything evil. You could be like any angel? Characters, angel. You didn't have to be spiritual things or biblical things, but you just couldn't be anything like witches, no mummies, nothing ghoulish, no skeletons, nothing like that. But let's just make sure that you guys knew it was not a Halloween party. Right. It was a fall party.
It was a Halloween party, but like some rules changed.
Basically,
the if you missed the sarcasm. Yeah, basically.
Yes. Obviously, Shiloh. That's what it was. But for those who don't get it, I'm glad you said that.
Right. Yeah. But then, as we did it, I think when we were younger, when you guys were much younger, I think we didn't really get into Halloween.
No.
We had candy and things like that. We gave you guys candy, but we didn't get into it. I think it was at this one year where we had a friend and she started to do this thing called Hallelujah Night. And on this time, like, it would be sort of like your fall party where it's sort of like, they would dress up like angels and they would dress up like Bible characters and they would dress up, in these positive things. And then they would give candy and they would do like different things like that. And that year, I remember that was one of our first years that we kind of embraced the day as something that we could do something positive. I remember we gave candy out to the community and we began to engage the community and then you guys, what was the theme again?
The theme.
Medieval.
Oh, you're talking about the theme.
Hallelujah Night. That year that we did
We did Hallelujah Night. We were like early teenage years, like 2015 or something, and it was medieval themed. It was kind of like not just medieval themed. It was that the time period where they were going
Like
against
the Middle
church.
Ages, yeah.
Middle
Middle
Ages.
Ages, right.
That's what I meant.
Right.
Middle Ages. Yeah.
Right.
So we dressing up as people like Martin Luther, Anne Askew. I don't know who that. Like the Queen Elizabeth the First.
Right.
Stuff like that.
And then you guys like did like art of that era and all the stuff, food
and
of
stuff
that
like
era.
that. So we've been creative. We tried to do different things, but I will say that I don't think that we've taken an approach where it's like, oh, if we did turn off the lights, it wasn't because of how like you were raised per se. It literally could have been also because like,
We're
do
lazy.
we have any candy?
Yeah.
Oh, we're
we didn't have
tired.
candy this year, right?
I'm tired. I don't
Wanna
feel like
answer the
dealing with
door
this.
every
Right.
10 minutes.
Exactly.
All night.
It was just laziness, guys.
Yeah, sometimes it was just laziness. I mean, because a lot of times, I'd be working.
Yeah.
I'd be
Right.
like working
That's
up
true.
until like, almost midnight. So it was like, yeah, this is when I was, working as a nurse. So I was just like, I'm done. I was tired. But I think that our approach now, it varies. We'll give out candy.
Right.
Nice little
Yeah.
things.
I mean,
Yeah. So
We're really, it's really a fun time to engage a community, get to know our neighbors.